Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. So traders, I've just put together a brand new package for you. It's a free training walking you through my top trading system that I use every single day. And also I've put together a free trading course for you to really help you out. If you go to johnsfreegift.com right now, go over here and that big green button that says register for the free training plus free trading course. Click on that, go register for my free training. I'll teach you all the details, how I trade the markets and the system that I use. And then also you'll get access to that free trading course. Go do that right now, guys, and I'll see you real soon. Alrighty, traders, so let's actually get straight into this here. So let me actually start off with the first, I'll bring up this slide here. Now, when I'm doing my analysis, I like to look at things from different views in the markets. Okay, so I used to trade like this. See, like this here. So this is the silver market here, right? SLV breaking out, big break. But one thing I have found is that when really starting to get into a bit more of a professional level in these markets, I have found that when we start to combine multiple time frames, right, to see where we are in the overall picture, then it really helps me out. And that's where multiple time frames, or what's called, and I really learned this from my very first 7-figure mentor, and that's small picture, big picture, small picture, big picture. And I am liking into that, and I'm in liking that to when it comes to life, right? Small picture, what do I need to get done today? Big picture, where am I going overall? Where is this daily action going to build momentum? If I did it today, tomorrow, next day, where am I ultimately going to lead into life, right? And so I'm always thinking about that in my life. One of the reasons why most traders don't do well out of life is because they'll spend 2, 3, 4, 5 years building no momentum in direction because they'll try one system, 2 months later they'll give up, 2 months later they'll give up, 2 months later, and there's no traction at all. And then suddenly 5 years later, there's no platform for them to actually start to excel in the markets there, right? So that's the reason why I have my charts like this here. I like to have my left chart up here where it gives me like a good 10, 15, 20 years sometimes, right? To see where we are in the big picture. What do I use this top chart up here for? I'm always because I want to see, okay, if we do break out, the market likes to run to previous resistance levels and all that sort of stuff. So I can see here by looking at this SLV chart, guess what? We just broke out of this level here, right? Which was that level right there. And this chart up here is my weekly chart. Okay. So it's my weekly chart looking at that there. This chart here is my weekly chart, but looking at the last sort of 4 or 5 years, this is 1 year worth of daily charts, and this is about a 3 month, okay? 3 month, because this is when I'm looking to enter, but I want to see where are we at right now, where's it likely to go to, and all that sort of stuff. But I can see there's actually a few levels now. There's probably a level through there. That's that level through there, which is around about, if I just bring this down to here, around about that $37 level, right? So that's where, when just looking at the silver market, right? Silver could actually have another 4 or 5% rise before it might find a bit of issues around that level there. But if it does keep going and we start to break up, then we're probably going to continue to have a move up towards this level up here, which is around 45, as you can see, because that's that previous resistance level there from silver. So now I know that, okay, what's going to come from silver now? Is it going to then just get to 37 and stop? I doubt it. It may go to 37, pause for a little bit, but then I see another big move, and then I ultimately see this move coming up to here, and then ultimately it could possibly even make a new high, right? So that's that first level there. If I bring up another level, as you can see, this last line up here is that ultimate high point. So silver may be getting ready for these levels to be broken at that. Now, how a big move is formed in the markets, just so you know, because a lot of people, or should I say, one thing that I have found in my own personal trading is so for example, silver, right? If silver does make a big move out of the markets, one, it's going to take time, okay? But two, I understand how a big move is really formed in the markets. And how is that, right? How is, if silver is going to make a new high over the next, say, 2-3 months, how is that going to perform really at the end of the day? We might have a little up move, then we get a bit of a pause. Then we have another big up move, right? And then we go sideways for a week. And then we break out and we have another up move, and we break up and then we do something like that. Right? So this is the nature of a beast of a big move. Doesn't matter whether you're trading a 5-minute chart or a 2-minute chart or a 3-minute chart or a daily chart. For me, I like to trade the daily charts. And this is where, like I always say, that long-term moves for me generally take around 1 to 2 months to really unfold. Now, that 1 to 2 months can potentially make me 400%, 500% return on options, right? That means a $20,000 trade can make me over $100,000 over the course of 1 to 2 months, right? That's the top. By the way, that's the type of trading I like to do. I'm not an active trader myself, right? I am not an active trader myself. Again, in that free training, guys, I talked about at the start of the video, right? You can actually go get access to that. First link in the description there. But the whole thing about that, guys, is that what type of trader are you? I have found the only way for me to stay in the top 1% of traders is I need to have the ability to have big profits and small losses. I have never been able to do that by being active. How do you make a big profit? You get into the markets and then you hold it for a long time. No, when I say a long time, it's not really that long, right? It's only a month or two, right? But looking at the daily chart, this isn't the daily chart here. Or if you're getting on an hourly chart, you need to hold it for 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 hours, you know what I mean? Like maybe longer. If you're looking at a 5-minute chart, right? Like you need to be able to be in these positions here. But then also on the flip side of what I just said there, you need to know exactly how, and this is where like my trading is really down to rock solid science. I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know exact day I'm looking to get in. I know exactly how I'm going to manage that trade to manage that as well too. So I know exactly what I'm looking to get in. I know the exact proper trade management techniques I'm using to maximize that potential move, and so on and so forth, right? There is no like, well, I'm going to get in and I'm just going to hold it for 2 months. Like you see, like there's levels to this game. Where are you right now? 95% of you guys right now are losing money because there is no level at all. There is, I think it's going to go up. Let's go. I'm going to hold it for 2 months because John said you need to be in a trade for 2 months to make a big move. All right, I'm just going to hold it. No, I actually do manage the trade, right? I could be in some of these trades and be in it for 2 weeks and something I need to get out. Or the trade management techniques that I use simply says, no, stay in. There's probably more upside to come, right? So that's why I really wanted to sort of share that with you there, because when it comes to these markets here of neutralizing your journey of how these things work. I think a lot of people are like, oh, here we go, silver, here we go. And then if silver does that and this, and then something like and something like that, you're like, oh man, that's it. I got into the wrong trade, and you're getting impatient, right? You're getting impatient, and then suddenly, it takes off without you. So that's what's so important about trading there. So. And this is where, like for me, guys, as I said before, I don't like to trade a lot. In the last probably 3 months, I've only taken 4 trades. I'm still in one right now. It's Ethereum. I talked about Ethereum, guys, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago now. So you guys know that on this YouTube channel. But anyway, but I've only taken 4 trades. But those 4 trades, one was about a 30% loss, right? The other one was, there was a trade there that did 300% profit, a 200% profit, and I'm in a really big profit right now. So out of the last 4 trades, I had 1 loss, 30% loss, 300% profit, 250% profit, and right now I'm at about, I'm at about 200% return on my risk, because I just bought this, which was Ethereum, right? I just bought it. Anyway, so I'm trying to share with you guys the purpose of this here, and the purpose of understanding that if you are getting into these things and you want big moves, one, understand exactly what you're looking for to get into the trade that says it's likely to make a big move. Don't just say, I think this is going to go up. No, I have systems that says that. And then secondly, how do we use good trade management techniques? But looking at the SLV, this could be the start of quite a nice move to come. And the thing with silver is once it starts to move, it really starts to move, right? You guys know silver's a wildcat. Now, if you're trading silver, it's going to be volatile, right? So you need to accept that and expect that as silver does, because silver is a volatile sort of wildcat from there. So that's what I'm seeing from there. I ultimately do see possibly silver getting up towards that $50 level, but there are levels, as I said before. And if I bring up this chart here now and I squeeze this chart up, this chart here, if I squeeze this chart up now a lot more, you can see what I'm looking at here, right? There are these levels here now. Level 1, level 2, and again, that's the ultimate high point. That's the first level of resistance. If it breaks through this level of resistance, if it does go through there and we do start that, we're probably going to make our way back up to this next level of resistance. And again, we're probably going to pause through here, right? We're probably going to do a bit of a pause. But due to the fact we've done this here, and now we're just breaking out, it's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setup. Again, maybe hit there, hold for a few days, go for a big move, hold for a week, then go for another move from there. So this move could take 2 to 3 months to really play out, maybe even longer from there. But if that did happen and we did get up to there, trading options doing that, and you did hold on to that, could be a really, really, really nice move from there. So that's what I'm seeing from there. Now let's go look at the gold market. So that's the SLV price. If we go look at the GLD, which is the good old gold market, and one thing I'm noticing right now is that gold is continuing to hold here nicely sideways. Now, one of the big mistakes that a lot of traders make when they're trading the markets is they get in on the wrong phase of the market. Let me explain something here. There's a thing called price and time, okay? Price and time. And I learned this from WD again. Or actually, no, I learned it from one of my mentors who learned it from WD again. So the thing that I'm always understanding is that where are you trading? Are you trading in a price phase? Now, a price phase is this. Let me bring this up to here. All right. Now, a price phase is when the market's actually moving. This is the best time to be looking for a trade, when the market's moving. Okay. Meaning you can see moving. This is now trending or trending here, and we've got a trending phase through it. But notice this phase through here, it's called a time phase. A time phase, and we're in a time phase right now. The reason why I'm saying that is it's so important to know what sort of phase you are in, which we are in a time phase. And if you know you're in a time phase like gold is right now, it is the worst thing to do trading opportunities. Now, this is trading. If you're an investor in gold, it doesn't matter, right? But if you're looking for a good move and you're trying to get into gold now, it's very, 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 very bad. So you need to understand the phases that I'm going to a bit of a deeper level now than most people talk about, right? Most people are like, oh, but what's the commitment traders report doing? And what's the stochastic doing? I'm like, no, look at the phases that these markets are going, right? You can just see it here. There's a phase there, right? And you can see the best types of trades is one going with the market, by the way, not trying to pick a top. Still blows my mind that people try to pick tops when you look at here visually that the best trades are always going with the markets. So that's one. So go with the market. Two, when you're in this sideways volatile, when you're in these sideways, what's called time phases can be quite volatile. And this is where a lot of traders get chewed up. You may be right with gold, but wrong time. You may be right with gold, but wrong time. And so like people are like, oh, gold's going to go back up again, but it may, right? It may. But if you're a trading opportunity, if you're a trader, meaning you're getting in today, and 2-3 days later you freak out, oh my God, well, don't trade a time phase. Because a time phase is what? Volatile. Look what's happening here. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's volatile. You stay away from these phases. I do anyway. Why? You're going to get chewed up. Is it going to go down? Is it going to go up? So you're going to get a lot of volatility. Wait for it to break out first, and then it's likely to be starting what's called a price phase. And then you go through a price phase and then a time phase and a price phase and a time phase and a price phase, right? Wait for that for there. A lot of traders don't understand the different phases, so they're trying to get involved with gold right now and they're getting destroyed. That's why, if you guys remember at the start of the year, I was getting people warnings saying, listen guys, I don't know when this is going to end. And I was warning people all through here to say, this is a really bad time to be looking for a good trading opportunity here, right? And because the greed and so on and so forth. Now the interesting thing is, it's not interesting, it's just human nature. Now the gold bugs are gone really quiet. I guarantee you 90% of people that give me shit at the start of the year about the gold market and about these markets rising, guess what? They've lost a lot of money. I guarantee you, right? And the reason why I say that is because I know people started really buying a lot of call options through here. Guess what's happened to the call options through here? You're getting crushed. Volatility, you're getting absolutely crushed. So that's what I see there. That's what I see there from gold and silver. And as you can see here, look at this here. For the last 3 months, look at all this here. This is the last 3 months of action. You stay away from this. Stay away from these types of phases. We're in a time phase. It's called a refueling phase or an energy building phase. And when we're in these phases, it can be quite volatile. You don't know, is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Wait for it to start that next, what's called price phase. Then look for opportunities from there. Right? But on a nutshell, I do believe, looking at, if I bring up this chart up here, this is the weekly chart here. As you can see from this weekly chart, that I do believe that we are developing another one of those phases, sideways, sideways, and sideways, and we're waiting for the moving average to catch up, right? Waiting for the moving average to catch up. This is where one of the best techniques you can use as a trader is, if it gets too far away from the moving average, don't trade it, because it's probably likely to come back to it. Look what's happened now. I've got too far away, and now the moving average is probably going to come back to it, and probably going to go again as well too. So hi-ho, silver is probably leading the way with the good old gold and silver market from there.